Hello and welcome to the Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka. Greetings, one and all.
May the 4th be with you to all you Star Wars fans. And this is going to be our quick Star Wars themed episode. All right, we're going to give you a quick top 3 rundown of our favorite movies and a top 3 rundown of our favorite characters. A little something that we just whipped up real quick. So, rock up, start it off.
All right. We're going to do films first now. So out of what are we up to? 12, 11? I mean, there's spin-offs. There's
Well,
cartoons, there's a whole universe of Star Wars. So I'm going to go with my third of top 3 most favorite. I'm going to go with A New Hope.
okay, why? And give us a couple sentences. Give us.
I think it's set up nicely with how things are going to play out. It parlays into um, who the Skywalkers are, Jedi, the forces. You think everything is, without being cliches, you think there is no hope, but then there is. And it sets up a good chunk of the storylines and who's what, where are we going with this, and not just romances, but also alliances.
Right. Not to mention it was the first, the granddaddy of them all, right?
Well, it was the Granddad and Wall, not in in his Lucas's chronological order, but in the cinematic world as it plays out. It was the first, and you get the beginnings of who, why, where, what, and what Obi-Wan's deal is, and all this other stuff. So I think it adds more clarity to the rest of the saga.
Number 3 for me is Rogue One. I think that
Really?
yes, I think that it was the best thing that Star Wars has made since, since probably Jedi, I suppose. Not including The Mandalorian. And it's better than, for me, it's better than 1, 2, and 3. And it's better than 7, 8, 9. So
By default.
no, I think it's a well-made movie. You know the story, yet it was still fleshed out beautifully. The characterizations were good. The acting was good. The storyline, albeit simple, worked. I mean, I'm amazed at all the reshoots that they didn't bungle it. I loved it. I mean,
yeah, I mean, not to cut you off, I will say that it was hard. It was up there in my um, top 5 because there was some rawness to it,
right.
some real desperate times in that movie, and I liked that the action moved well in that movie.
Okay, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Rise of the Sith Lord.
Okay.
Of all of them, I find it to be the darkest one. I mean, I loved how the storylines, the background. This was like heavily concentrated dark side.
Darker than Empire?
In many ways, because Empires gave a whole, donated a lot of time to Luke's development, Luke's backstory, the good side, even though the ending is what everybody remembers. Right? But it's kind of reverse in this one where Rise Lord Vader and how that all comes about.
It was, you know what? That was probably by far the best of the first 3, and yeah, probably the last 3 as well. But it was close. So you didn't crack it for me. Number 2 for me is Star Wars: A New Hope. Like I said before, the granddaddy of them all. Everything you said was pretty accurate, and it was the movie that once you saw, you fell in love with Star Wars, man. It was, you met this cast of characters, and you fell in love with the whole mythos of Star Wars, the Force, the Jedi, the Sith, which at the time we didn't know the Sith, Darth Vader, Han, Chewie, Luke, Leia, you know? Enough said.
I mean, I agree with everything you said, and those are the exact reasons why my number one is going to be probably the same as your number one. It's probably the same as 2.5 billion people
Go for
on this earth, which is The Empire Strikes Back. It is the first, the seeds of the cult following that spawned trillion more followers. It is the one quoted the most. It is the one that is iconic. It is the iconic scene. And I will now hand it over to you. What is the quote, sir? Yes, Luke.
Now this is commonly referred to as the Mandela effect. People get this quote all the time wrong.
Right, so set the record straight.
Everyone says that he says, Luke, I am your father. He never says that. Okay?
What does he say?
He didn't say that. He didn't say
So what does he say?
I don't know exactly what. I know he did. I know he did. He did.
Don't work a trillion followers out there. Listen, he said it. Okay, everybody screams into a old style fan. It says, "I am your father." Listen, if there ever was a reveal that shocked the world, it was that. No one in their wildest dreams, unless somebody spoiled it for them, tells you, whispers in your ear, Darth Vader is really Luke Skywalker's father. No. And the way it all plays out, he loses his freaking hand. They have these lifesaver battles that no one has ever seen before. I mean,
the actual quote is, no, I am your father. The actual quote. Sorry to cut you off. There you go.
Yes, you are sorry. Okay, so that is my number one. I assume it's yours as well.
Yeah, my number one.
Anything to add?
Hands down, it's my number one. I mean, it was one of the first movies I can remember as a kid that the bad guys won. And it was shocking. And you're pissed off as a kid. You're like, damn, what the hell? It's not supposed to be this way. The bad guys aren't supposed to win. Luke lost his hand. Han got taken away in carbonite. For all we know, he was dead. Everything looked very bleak. Only for the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, and the Ewoks to turn everything, topsy-turvy back again. So, and for that, I give Lucas kudos for even attempting to do that. I mean, it was awesome. All right, top 3 favorite characters of all time.
All right, Izzy, why don't you start us off? What is number 3? Who is number 3 for you?
For me, number 3 is The Mandalorian. You seem confused, or did you?
No, I kind of left him out as a standalone.
Din Djarin, his real name, the Mandalorian, played by Pedro Pascal, I think he took what Boba was, that everyone loved Boba Fett because it was so freaking badass, and he took it
to another stratosphere.
Exactly. He is what Boba should have been in a way. Boba was a bad guy, even though he's a bad guy, but he's a bad guy with a heart, or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, it's a fantastic series. I think it deserves its own standalone review as a fantastic offshoot, if not the most successful, and to me the most well done offshoot to the Star Wars trilogy, Legacy, Odyssey, Saga. My number 3 is Han Solo. He's flawed. He's good. He's bad. He's a pirate. He's a thief. He owes money to these people. You don't know where he stands. But you know what? Out of all the characters developed, good, bad, Jedi, Emperor Palpatine, the epitome of evil, anybody, as a regular Joe, something about him stands out because he is the regular Joe. He's hustling. Even in space, in another galaxy far, far away, he's a hustler. He gets the girl. He's cool. Tell me you and anybody else growing up watched the whole Star Wars thing. You wanted to be Han Solo.
I
You
still
wanted
want to be Han
Millennium
Solo.
Falcon. You want to be a badass dude. His motorcycle was the Millennium Falcon. He was on the run, but he was having fun.
He got the girl. He was the man. He
was the man. So Han Solo is my number
he
three.
was the reluctant hero. I mean, and
he was in many ways. In many, many ways. All right, number two.
My number two for me, I'm going to get some flack over this, but Darth Vader is my number two. Now, I say Darth Vader, not to say Anakin.
Wow.
Anakin, unfortunately, you think of the emo, crying little bitch, Hayden Christensen Anakin, or even worse, the little kid, who, Jake Lloyd, I think it was, so I separate Anakin from Darth, even though they're the same person, but Darth with the,
This is a little unsettling. I'm wondering who your number one is.
He was the epitome of a badass. He was a deeply flawed character, which, we keep repeating that, and he went full circle. Saga. He got his redemption. Bless you. He got his redemption. He went up, plateaued, and went all the way down, and then still came back. Got his redemption. And the whole thing is about him.
Which befuddles me why he's number two. But
we'll see. The caveat to this whole list is your favorite characters. All
okay.
Right?
Still, okay.
Oh.
Listen, my number two is the little green guy, who I think is completely underrated. People mock Yoda all the time. No, not the gremlin. And for me, he is the epitome of the good side. He is the Force embodiment. He is Mr. Wise Man Miyagi. He is a man of little funny words, but I mean, he could take anybody down if he wanted to. But he knows, even though he can, he shouldn't, because he preached it all the time, and people may have not heard it because of everything else going on in the 12,000 subplots. The universe strives towards balance.
Right.
Not the good side, not the bad side, balance. And balance is the key. But he was always the most wise person of them all. I mean, the fight scenes he was involved in the later movies were outstanding. But you have to take into account the man was almost 1,000 years old. Yeah. I mean, to have an alien, in our sense, in our eyes, who did not look humanoid, be such a pivotal character really brings to the forefront that this is a sci-fi, futuristic fantasy movie that just opens your eyes up more to, maybe the most pivotal people are not looking like you and I. So that's Yoda, my number two. Now that we will save the drum roll for Izzy's number one Star Wars favorite character, since Darth Vader's already taken, since the Anakin sidebar story. Here we go. Without further ado.
Han Solo is my favorite.
Ooh.
Like for all the reasons you said before. I mean, you thought, you believe that you were Han. That's who you aim for. And I find fascinating that neither of us have chosen, because I'm pretty sure that your number one is not Luke Skywalker. So.
Luke who?
Exactly. I mean, I'm surprised that neither of us chose Luke to be.
Wait, by the way, you labeled Anakin as a little bitch. I don't think so. Luke, a little bitch.
Luke was a tremendous badass in Jedi, so that's not.
But after a while, he put his tail between his legs and hid somewhere on an island, on a place where nobody freaking knows.
Yeah, I mean, well, those movies for me are, are a blight. Back to Han Solo.
Separated.
What else can be said?
He's the man. He's a pirate in the space.
Yeah, I mean, even towards the end, he still did the right thing reluctantly and always. He was the rebel with a good heart, and hey, it's Han Solo, man.
He knew he was swinging a big one, and he put it over his shoulder and said, "Come get it."
That's it. I mean, he took on everyone's old favorite, Boba Fett, blind by mistake. You know, just like that. Just like
Everybody wanted to be either Han or Darth Vader. Darth Vader, mine and about 900 million other people's. Darth Vader was a bad man never before created.
I'm assuming he's your number one.
He's my number one. If you didn't really get that yet. Look, they never made anybody this bad before in their life. Not only did he have this deep voice, not only was he sounding like he's on a respirator, not only did he have this badass red lightsaber, not only was he all in black, I mean just black with lights and a cape and this skull-like mask, but he was badass when he wanted to kill somebody. I mean, just his hand, just his mind thought. And we were not introduced yet to the Force, and we were slowly in The Empire Strikes Back, but he would crush a person who didn't fulfill their duties. Yeah, you let that person escape, crushed you. When you 30 stormtroopers come, 30 badass rebels come, Swiss cheese like no. I mean, you think that he would have more of a heart, but he was all badass business. He was all business.
All business.
With that, without further ado, no one I know wanted any other action figure than to get their hands on a Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know, you can say if you did a Comic-Con cosplay tally, he's got to be up there. Top 10.
He's so difficult to do, though. I mean, that's just.
Either way, regardless of what other people feel, he is my number one Star Wars character of all time. Bar none. No competition. I am your father. Or whatever line that he thought he said.
Well, that being said, this was our little quickie retrospective into Star Wars, giving us our top threes, you know, give us a little something to talk about for Star Wars Day. And, you know, hopefully we could do, you know, more of these, you know, when other anniversaries come up, and, you know, so stay tuned for our other episodes, other videos, and, you know.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Everyone stay safe out there.
Sith Day.
Save
the whales and resist the dark side. All right, Rocka Izzy, Dead Air Dudes, signing off. Thanks for listening. Send us a like, leave us a comment. Till next time, folks.
Take care. Bye.